And snowboarders, get ready because Timberline is reopening today.
Yeah, that's great news, but you can expect it to be much different than it was before it closed in March. Cor Harlan live at Timberline Lodge to explain what some of the changes will be. Cor?
Morning, Ken, and morning, Jenny. I'll tell you, you say Timberline is reopening. Timberline is not reopening in the sense that we are all used to it being open. This will be a very, very limited, what do we call, hyper-managed reopening here with just a handful of things that will reopen today. So folks who are waking up this morning and hearing this news, oh, Timberline's reopening again. Well, yeah, that is true in some sense, but not true in a lot of sense. John Burton is the marketing director with me here. I've got my fishing pole with my microphone on the end of it there. John, good morning to you.
Hey, it's great to see you.
It's good to see you too. Yeah. So we've talked about this being a hyper micro reopening. Tell me what that means.
Right. So basically, there's a reservation system in place. So in order to access the ski area, we release a certain amount of ski reservations every morning at 9 o'clock. And when they're gone, and then we'll reset it.
So that's a limited number of skiers,
very
right?
Limited numbers of
very
skiers.
Limited
very
number of
limited
skiers.
Number. So how that process works, you'll obtain a reservation online. We have a checkpoint set up down on Timberline Road. You'll pull up to the checkpoint, present your reservation, and you'll be permitted to access the ski area at that point.
Not that today's going to be the greatest day to come up here and sightsee, but for folks who are used to coming up here and just lollygagging around, running through the lodge, running through the day lodge, none of that is going to be possible to do.
Unfortunately,
right?
There's nothing for them here. The hotel is closed unless you have a room reservation, so there's a limited amount of availability in the hotel as well. But you need to be staying at the hotel to be in the hotel. There's no food and beverage with the exception of one takeout outlet. But as far as walking around and appreciating the historic aspect of Timberline, unfortunately, that's simply not available right now.
How about the climbing and backcountry parking lot down there?
That's right. So climbers will be permitted to come up the road. It is a state highway, and then they will have to stop at the checkpoint, announce their intentions, and then the parking attendants will direct them to the Salmon River lot. And then we just ask that group of users to just exercise very measured approaches on the mountain today. Be extra safe.
Right, and the protocols are in place inside the lodge, even in the ski lines for the limited number of people that will be on the slope here. There's spacing.
That's right. So we have
right?
We have some guidelines which we need to follow. They're on our website. They're everywhere. So if you're in any building, face masks are required. If you're not able to maintain social distancing outside, you need to have a face mask on. The lift line queues have been reworked, so there's 6-foot social distancing. The day lodge is closed with the exception of restrooms. They will be metered as well, and there's just takeout food on the back deck.
So it's a different type of experience.
It's going to be a very different experience. Yeah. It's going to be a great day for the reservation holders as far as a crowd capacity.
Right.
But it's going to be a very measured experience at Timberline.
Right. Well, that's as it should be, I would expect. It is actually kind of a beautiful day. I can see some blue sky above us here. We've had a little rain and a little end to these showers that have been coming through here. But John makes some very good points here. This is a very measured opening. The governor is kind of allowing a little bit of this to reopen at a time across the state. Timberline is one of those places. They want to make sure they say and do this correctly. Do it so nobody gets sick, nobody's in any health issues, and that's why they are taking such a measured approach to reopening here. Limited number of skiers on the slope, and you got to have a pass to even get up here in the parking lot. Same thing with rooms. You got to have only 20 rooms are being rented. About 20 rooms or so being rented. So, Jenny and Ken, you get the idea here when we talk about a measured opening. It's about as measured an opening as you can get here at Timberline Lodge, but there will be some activity slowly returning to life here beginning at 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah,
well, after everything we've been through, it's even good to see even that limited amount of activity up there. It's such a beautiful place. Thanks, Cor.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, time now is 5:42. You're watching KOIN 6 News, and it's shaping up to be a tough allergy season. Coming up, we'll take a look at some of the differences between allergies and the coronavirus.
And don't forget